Hey there, welcome. And today we have an amazing, wonderful friend and colleague of mine, Kim, here with me. And Kim is a wonderful psychic master who is a phenomenal friend and colleague that lives here in Northern Colorado, where we both live. And we also both serve clients all over the globe online, as well as see clients here locally. And we've both been in the spiritual world for quite some time. I mean, basically our whole lives. And
Yeah.
we have been here working in this realm long enough to see that there is a curtain. And we have been here in this spiritual community long enough to see behind that curtain. And the two of us have spoken recently quite a bit, and resonance has really brought us together and really brought us closer than ever. So today we're going to pull that curtain back together and really talk about this issue of how many masks are in our spiritual communities and like what is really going on when people claim that they are psychic or experienced healers, yet unfortunately, in many cases, these are self-proclaimed healers and
Yeah.
psychics that may or may not actually be connected in with spirit. So that has a tendency to cause more harm than good, unfortunately, through their ethics or lack thereof and their quote healing methods. So for you, the viewer, have you ever had a reading where, or a healing session where you have come out of that feeling more unsettled than when you went into it? Maybe scared, maybe questioning yourself. So that's what we're going to talk about today. This is not about us judging anybody or anything like that. We're here to speak about the energy distortions, manipulation, illusions that have been running through the spiritual spaces, especially more recently as the economy is kind of in a weird place and people are looking for ways to support themselves financially. But there's also those who have kind of falsely landed on the psychic and healing world, thinking that there isn't that much to what we do. But we're going to talk about all of this. And it really does, as Kim and I both have went through, it requires extensive skill to be able to do the things that we do with energy. It's not just, like making things up or pulling things out of our butt. Like there's actual method to all of this. So we're going to explore what does a spiritual reader or healer actually do that stands out from the mask wearers and what's actually real. So, Kim, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here with me on this call today and on this video to share with the world. And do you want to just introduce everyone to those that, or introduce yourself to everyone that hasn't met you yet? Because you are such an amazing soul.
Aw, thank you, Derrick. Thank you. I would love to. Thanks for being here, everyone. I adore Derrick. He is amazing. He's the real deal, you guys. Um, but yes, everything Derrick just said is so important. And as you were talking, Derrick, I'm like peeling the layers off the onion. There's so many layers to this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really important. It's almost like we're doing a PSA for the clients of these mask wearing healers and readers because it's important because like you said, they are potentially doing more harm than good to people, planting seeds in their brains and making them think certain things, and they're trusting these healers and psychics um and mediums to be truthful and trained and really understand like the connection with spirit and all the steps you have to take, just like you said. And there's a lot of masks, mask wearers out there who are living in this false pretense and this living in the false light, as you mentioned to me earlier. um
Mm-hmm.
they're living in this false light, and it's not real, and it's very concerning to me. And
Yeah.
I shared it with Derrick, and we had a big conversation about it, and it's super super close to our hearts because we want clients to trust us full-heartedly because there are very amazing healers, readers, mediums out there, and then there's the people who do the weekend warrior stuff. And that's great because
Yes.
they think they're doing amazing things. They do, but they don't know the structures. They don't know the ethics and all of that. So, anywho, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So, my name is Kim Nicholls. I am a psychic master and I'm a psychic reader who blends art together. So I'm a fine artist as well. I've been a fine artist my whole life. I've been a psychic and a medium basically my whole life. And I blend the two together. So I do psychic readings, I read people's energy, and it's interesting. I read their chakra energy, I read their auras, I read their energy, and I create these paintings of realistic um, animals and objects and colors and all the things that come in. And I translate them into a 5 to 10 page typed up reading to have the client understand what all came through. And it's just been an incredible journey creating these for my clients. They all love them. And, all I hear is spot on, spot on, spot on. So it makes my heart so happy because the healing has begun for them, through my readings. So yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. So that's me. That's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, thanks so much, Kim. And yeah, if you're watching and you have not seen Kim's work, it's absolutely beautiful, beautiful work. You can just feel it, like just I was looking at one that you did for one of our friends, and it was just like I could feel the resonance of it just looking at the picture. It was like her energy field, knowing that person too. It was like her energy field coming to life and color, like literally. So,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad that you are doing those.
Thank you so much. Thank you. They're fun, and I love energy. I love people's energy. I love animal energy. Like I energy is my jam. So, yeah. Thank you.
Yes. And yeah, I love how both of us are tuned into the energy and it expresses itself in such unique ways, like through our individual paths and journeys. So that's what's so
Yeah.
cool about it. Is like the energy comes through in a different way just through the lens that we see it through.
And I love it too because, it's never a competition it should never be a competition in this spiritual community
That's
because
right.
every psychic healer reader um will read someone's energy differently, but probably have the same results in, a baseline of, how the client will receive it and resonate with it. But that's the
Mm-hmm.
beauty of us because we all have our different channels. We all connect differently. We all receive messages from spirit in a way that we, the readers and the
Mm-hmm.
healers, understand. It's not a generic drop in where, everyone sees the same thing for the same person. Spirit brings it in the way we understand it so we can relay it to our client in a way that resonates with them. And that's what's cool. And that's what I love. So
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah, and
really
that
makes,
kind of
oh, go ahead.
that brings us perfectly into like what kind of patterns have you seen, Kim, as far as people taking too much identification with their ego and like I think there's this thing about it where some of these people that are just getting into this psychic world and maybe don't have the training or the expertise to actually get psychic impressions, like it becomes an ego thing where it's like, what can they see? But then it's like, are they really seeing that? Or like, what have you seen? Have you
Yeah,
seen patterns happening like that?
I've absolutely seen it. And the reason why this whole conversation came, it's like it hit me in the face. I did I did an expo event a couple months ago. When I was sitting there, I had, I just opened and we're just kind of sitting and waiting for the crowds to come in. And I'm just like looking around at all the vendors around me. Great people, nice people, not a problem. And I wasn't judging them. I was just sitting in everyone's energy
Mm-hmm.
because I was surrounded by people. And I just instantly, I don't belong here anymore. I don't want to do these anymore. And I'm thinking, I'm asking spirit, why? Why am I feeling this way? And as the 2 days went on, my question was answered. Spirit showed up for me and gave me the answers. I had vendors around me saying, you know, oh, that person just got up and left. I don't know. What do I do with that? And I'm like, well, what happened? Are they okay? Like I thought maybe they
Yeah,
got upset and they just left or something. And, this reader told me that she told the client, oh, I told her, that she's still in love with her ex-husband and, they're going to get back together. And I said, what? You can't, no, no, we don't say that. We don't say that. And she goes, what? Why? It's the truth. And I'm like, what truth? She goes, well, that's what I
right.
thought. She told me this. She told me X, Y, and Z, and that's what I thought. And I said, that's your ego. That's your opinion. That's not
Yes.
a message from spirit. And that woman got so upset and she left. And she goes, well, I don't know why she got so mad. I said, she's divorced from her husband for a reason. You can't throw a wrench into her life cycle or her journey by confusing her by something that's your opinion. So that was
Yeah,
terrifying. I was like, what are you doing? And I asked this reader, and I don't want to, I'm not criticizing her as a person. She was doing her
right.
best. She truly felt like she was doing the right thing with and she hadn't had any training, so she didn't understand the ethics of what we do and don't tell people, and
Yeah,
it's so that was surprising to me, and I kind of gave her a little bit of a lesson of, we can't say that because we don't know. And even if spirit is telling us that, it's just something we just kind of keep to ourselves because that could really affect somebody's life.
Oh yeah.
Um,
There's so
and
many things wrong with that.
I know, and I hated it. I hated it for the client that she had.
Yeah.
I hated it for her because she didn't understand and she got so mad and she's like, "Well, that's what I thought." And I said, "That's the problem." And that's when I was
Yeah.
thinking about all of these things. I'm like, these weekend
Yeah.
warriors are coming in, lending healing and readings to these people on, and they're working off their ego. It's what they think. They're telling the client a story of what they think. And that's not what spiritual work is about. We don't tell the client what we
Mhm.
think. We tell them what's coming in. It's not going to make sense to us, but it will make sense to the client. And that is where the disconnect is. I could be sitting with a client and say, "Oh, this is really random, but I'm seeing a red truck parked outside some acreage." And what is does
Mhm.
that resonate with you? And they're like, "Oh my gosh, we just went there this weekend. We went to an apple farm and there was a
Right.
red truck. It was so cool." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing." But that didn't mean anything to me. And it's not about me. It's not about
Mhm.
any of us that are healers or readers. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
that's where these weekend warriors or people who wear masks don't understand. Now, there's other people also who wear masks, excuse me, because they're just in it because it's easy and they can just kind of put themselves in a box and just kind of figure it out. And they're not heart-centered people. They are in it for the money or the flash
Yeah.
factor. I've seen so many things on social media where they're like, "I'll do a card really fast, a yes or no," which is so fun and great. But these people are getting paid, and I've watched them, and they're not authentic readings. They're not authentic, in my opinion. Energetically, I'm like, no. And why are these people
Well, it's
giving them money?
it's almost it's a fact. It's like it's not just your opinion. It's like there's something inside that the resonance is like like it's not gonna let you, like it doesn't feel right. Like you can feel that mismatch when you're so clear and you've spent so much time aligning yourself and grounding yourself and connecting yourself into spirit, then you know what that clear resonance feels like. So yeah, it's like when these things happen, you feel it right away. And also, just to define like what a mask is to people watching, is a mask is a false persona, like Kim said, operating heavily in ego consciousness, spiritual bypassing. That's like when, you don't want to actually go through the depths of creating the foundation. You just want to go straight to the answer, or straight to the good feeling state without
Mhm.
going through all of those necessary things to get to that where it actually can hold it on a solid foundation.
Yeah.
But yeah, and money grabs and just, yeah, it's very, very rampant in today's world. So it's like, I'm so glad that you did say something to that lady, because it's like, really, what would have like, that's the problem. Most people are not saying anything. They might be thinking it like, oh, that doesn't really resonate, but
Yeah.
they like, that doesn't cause the other person to have to look at it themselves and be like, oh wait, what am I doing?
Right. Right. And it feels yucky, as an energetic connector and being and blender and all of that, like it felt yucky. And I just like
Mm-hmm.
You feel bad. We feel bad for the people who are clients who are being misled and told all these crazy things that just shouldn't be said, and like,
Yeah,
clients should never leave a session feeling worse or bad or
exactly.
low vibe. They should be leaving feeling like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. She said some things or
Mm-hmm.
he said some things that really resonated with me. That was really cool experience. I loved it, la la la. And
Yeah,
that's the gift that we have to support our clients, and I love that people kind of do this on the side and this and that. Like, I love the idea of them like wanting to do it because, they resonate with it. But at the same time, like, this is a serious business. Um, it's not something to fool around with. It's not something to play with. It's not something to toss around like it's a joke because it's not. It's
right.
awesome. It's another level of healing. And obviously, we're not medical, doctors. We don't, do any of that medical stuff.
Yeah, we
But
don't diagnose, treat, or cure any
uh,
condition, or, we're not
no,
there to do that, but it causes some major problems for people, like when they're given this information as fact and they look up to this person and
yeah,
trust this person to give them the good answer that is real and that is for their greatest good. And when these people are not aligned with that, it causes so much damage to
yeah,
people. Like, because, one of my teachers early on, she always said the first thing you want when you're reading someone is to tell them something beautiful about themselves, because everyone already finds enough bad things to say about themselves. The world says negative things to people. So they don't need to come and hear something negative. Like,
right.
this is, yeah, there's light and dark aspects to life, but it's about bringing them through that in a skillful way that gives them hope and love. And like you were saying, like, they should be walking away feeling empowered and like
Yeah,
renewed and just, yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's exactly how you and I both work, and this is such an amazing and energetic time in our galaxy, our life. Everything is happening galactically with the sun, three eye atlas, all that stuff. But the energy right now is so, so grand. And now is the time for everyone to remember who they are, because like you were
Yeah.
saying, we get so bombarded with the negative and how we look, or we have gray hair all of
Hmm.
a sudden, oh my god, um or I'm not doing well
Health
at work, or
problems, or yeah, not doing well at work. Like, yeah, it's just
yeah,
and there's so much.
there's so much. And I feel like it's so important, and all of my readings are super positive, but they're true because I we bring it out of our clients. We
Hmm.
pull out who they remember who you were
Yes.
when you were little. Remember the
Yes.
fun times you had. Do you remember the big dreams you had? Remember the accomplishments you've made? Remember all those choices that you made that brought you to this point right now, which is a stepping stone to you can always change the future because tomorrow is the future. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yes.
what makes me so excited to work in my community and my spiritual community and all of that, is because and you as well, especially like we bring the light back in, we shine the spotlight and remember and have people remember,
Yeah.
hey, remember the light. Let's bring up the vibration of the earth. And that is just so crucial, especially right now. And I feel like, we had a chance before all this crazy galactic stuff was going on, but now it's like 100-fold. Like
Hmm.
we could really make a difference on the earth by raising the vibration. It's a ripple effect. And I love it.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I get so excited about it.
Yes, and when you were talking, that reminded me of, there's this book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. And it was written in like the 1920s. I don't know if you've ever read it. And it's
No, I
very
didn't.
heavily, like, it has a lot of Christian references and stuff. And it's, because it's a long time ago. But one of
Yeah.
the lines in that book is, like a healer is, and actually it's not a line because I can't or like say word for word, but it's basically like a healer's job is to hold that picture in divine mind of that person fully healed. Like
Yeah.
like they're holding that frequency, like, because yeah, that's our gift, is like we can see what that person looks like fully self-expressed and fully healed and like living in their unique harmonic signature, because that's really what the goal is for everyone, is like to be in their optimal health and self-expression, and everything is flowing, and that's such a unique harmonic signature for everyone. That's why there's no competition, because we're
Right.
all working towards that full soul self-expression to do the thing that no one else can do, that only our unique soul can do. And that's what we help clients with.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of this business is that everyone holds a uniqueness. I always say we're unicorns because there's no one like us. There's nobody
Yes,
like us. We are the only ones who are me. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always promote like you guys are unicorns. Like remember that.
yes,
You're not like a cookie cutter of soldiers or, whatever that
right.
looks like. I mean, you are you. And I feel like this is such a strong time for us to remember who we are. And,
Yes, so
and
much
just,
so.
yeah, and just like become that person again and just radiate out. And because there's goodness, there's so much richness within us, and we get so cloaked with all of this doom and
Hmm.
gloom and the news and this and that. And, it's always just
Yeah.
so like dark. And by peeling those layers off and doing, you know, we can do shadow work. There's things that we can do to um just kind of bring that forward, deal with it, and like, set it
Hmm.
free or, transmute it into something else. I feel like that's very important too, but a lot of people give up on that because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and they may not want to face it again because it was too
Hmm.
painful. But if you're going in with a different mindset of, okay, does this serve me? Does this still serve me anymore? I
Yeah.
need to revisit that, take another look at it through a different set of eyes, and then transmute it or do something with it, or, whatever you want to do. But so many people just, you know, I just want to say they're lazy because it's just like it's a lot of mental and emotional work, and
Right.
I'm,
It's
it's a lot. It's a
so
lot
much
of
easier to just numb out.
Yeah, just to say, ugh, it doesn't bother me
Yeah,
anymore, whatever,
like
but it
watch
does.
TV, like, and but it's so sad too, because it's
Mm,
like there's people that like we know they have so much in them and
mm,
like so much to share the world and with the world and like so many beautiful ways of uniquely seeing things that people need, and they're just kind of like, well, I'd rather just, you know, get by and watch TV and numb myself out and not feel it, but then it's like all of that stuff just lays dormant.
And it's always seeping out. Like it's always it's always kind of at the surface, whether they ignore it or not. It doesn't matter, but it's always kind of there. And like you said, I mean, there's so much good in people. It's in there, I promise. Or
Oh
there's so
yeah.
much, there's so much life and positivity in everybody. And I get excited because I want everyone to see how beautiful and amazing they are. That's what I want. Um, and I also wanted to kind of bring up too, since we're kind of talking about shadow work, is, there's a lot of, well, there are healers out there, and psychics who aren't healed. And then I've noticed they kind of spill their issues or traumas or whatever
Psychic
into their
debris.
clients.
Yeah.
They put it on their clients, or, they always kind of, I don't know how to say it. It's
I
almost
know
like
what you mean. I think
you have the problem, but it's like, that's your problem.
right. It's like
Okay.
I was actually just talking to one of my students this morning, and I was talking with her. I mean, we were talking about energy healing, and I told her, like, when you're with a client, it's like the two of you are creating a combined energy field. So it's like you're going to feel things that they're experiencing and vice versa, and it's like all about staying with that and working through it and stuff. But yeah, I think a lot of times it's like people feel something in themselves and then it's not fully healed, and they project that onto their client and make it,
Yeah.
oh, well, you have this issue, but because it's so much in their head or something, like they're in their awareness. I know what you mean though. It's like, and that's so not okay, because it's like we're here to like that's one of the really important things about what we do is creating a space that like it's all about the client. Like we're
Yes.
removing who we are as people, who we are as like the story of who we are as a human,
Hmm.
and we're stepping into their world. We're
Right.
creating a safe space for them to be them, and really like, okay, I'm gonna help you pull all of this stuff out and look at it, but never tell you what to do or like, and that's another thing we need to talk about, I think, is like there's no place for telling people what to do, and that's something that you brought up to me last night. That, yeah, do you want to talk more about that?
Yes. Oh my gosh. That is one of my biggest pet peeves with this business. One of them is we don't tell people what to do. The
No.
last the last thing a client wants is to be told, you need to journal, you need to meditate, you need to take a
Right.
walk every day, you need to do this, you need to do that. Who Please don't do that. You can
Right.
suggest it, Have you ever considered maybe trying journaling? It might be something you want to do. Just write it down on, in your little paper right there and just think about it.
Mm-hmm.
or, you know, I invite you to look into meditating. It might help. I don't know. You could try it. Just suggestions. That's all we, suggestions are great. I mean, I'm full of suggestions, but I'm never going to tell you, you need to do this. You need to do that. Oh my goodness. Please do
And
not do that.
that's not ethical to ever
No.
tell someone what to do or, um, like give them advice that, like that's not our place as healers and psychics. And, we're here to support people. We're here to help them brainstorm things and help them find things that are good for them, but never tell them what to do. Like, yes, that is just, it's really disheartening to see more of that happening right now, too. Like, that,
Yeah.
and it kind of puts the healer up on this pedestal, like they're better than that person. And it's like the way I see things, and I know you're the same way, is like I see it as we're shoulder to shoulder. We're not, it's not that like I've studied all this stuff and so I'm better than you. It's like I've went on this particular path a little bit further so I can help you get further on your path. But it's not I'm better than you, or I know more, or anything
Right.
like that.
Right. Oh yeah, no. It's never about being better. It's always about knowledge and wisdom and training and just
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, putting all those tools in your toolbox is so important. You were saying
Yeah.
something about oh darn it. I lost it. It was um telling people what to do. Oh, here we go. So that's another thing about people these psychics and healers that wear a mask. They ethically, like, it's not about us being right. It's not about, oh, I'm going to
Right.
tell them to do this, this, and this. And when they do it, they're going to be great. And then they're going to say, oh, you were so right. It's not about us being right
Yeah.
ever, ever. It's not us. And that's like when they're working through their ego, oh, if I tell them, it's so interesting, like working through the ego, because you're telling a story to the person. You're doing that, do this, do that, la 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 la. I want to be great. I want to be told I'm great at the end
Mm-hmm.
of it, or, a week later.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that I do, anything that you do, it just comes out. We give it to our client. Thank you so much. Then we hear back. That was amazing. It resonated. La la la. Didn't make any sense to
Mm-hmm.
us, really, kind of like in a roundabout way.
Right.
It's not about us being right. And I feel like that is another super important um topic or theme that the mask wearers don't get.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that kind of, it's like the client is not getting what they need to heal when
Right.
that's happening, because it's the practitioners, their mind is on what can I say to look good and be the best out, and
Yeah.
but they're not actually looking at what's the best interest of that client. And
Right.
it's not our job to make that story up, like you were saying. Like, it's
Yeah.
like the story is already playing out. It's like we're just, observers.
Yeah. And I think that's the difference too. Because if you make up a story, then you'll remember it, kind of, right? You'll remember, like, oh, I remember I said this, this, and that. When we're channeling
Mm-hmm.
and we're giving a reading to a client, or in my case, like doing it without the client present, but I'm connecting with their energy and I'm writing all this stuff down, um, I don't remember, but since I
Right.
have it
It
written
just
down now, it
flows
just
through.
flows out.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I'll get a message a month later say, "Oh, do you remember when you said this?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't
Right. Same. Yeah.
help me. You remind me, and they'll remind me and I'll be like, I kind of remember that, but truly we're in like a trance and we don't
Hmm.
remember. Um,
We're just a
and
conduit. The impressions flow through, and yeah, so it's like it doesn't stick in us or stay in us. It just flows through to them. That's
yeah,
how the energy is flowing.
it's not brain work, it's energy work. And there's a huge difference with how it flows out. Just like you said, you did this, and that's
Yeah,
exactly what
yeah,
it does. It just goes
yeah.
through.
Hmm.
Um, but that is just so important that to remind, you know, your viewers and stuff that we work in a heart-centered space. Like
Yeah,
we're here for the good. We're here to help our clients on an energetic level. We're not here to give, health advice, marriage advice, divorce advice. And, you know, we don't, there's so many ethics. Oh my gosh, I could list them all
oh
off,
yeah.
but
It's like,
we never read for someone who's not sitting in front of us. We never read for, this
right.
person's husband, this person's wife, this person's la la la. We do not do a reading for someone who's not present. And that is another thing that is so important,
Or
you know?
healing too. Like consent is huge in what I do with hypnotherapy and energy healing. Like it's like, do I have yours permission to work in your energy field? Like, and the
Right.
thought that people would do that without consent is it's shocking. It's just like disorienting to me because I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like I hear about sometimes people like, oh yeah, I tapped in and was doing this, like, and it's like, and you didn't like ask them, like, that's not okay.
Right.
Like, would
Right.
you want somebody to tap into your energy field and be doing stuff in there without you knowing about it? Like,
I
probably
know.
not.
I was just gonna say that. I'm like, I wouldn't want anyone in my energy, and I can feel it too when someone's in there.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, what's someone's talking about me? What's going on?
And
It's
another
creepy.
thing that happens sometimes is like the
Mhm.
codependency patterns get
Yeah.
formed with some of these mask wearers, where it's like they create that story of them being like all knowing or magical. It's like, yeah, we're all magical, we're all intuitive, but it's like, to what degree have we opened that and developed it? Which, it's like you don't, it's not the way that some of these people make it out to be, where it's just like, oh, I was born a psychic and like I just know things. It's like, it's not that cut and dry. And
Right.
so, but I've seen, a lot of people that are attracted to those people are in a vulnerable place in their life. Maybe they're going through a really rough time, or they're really lonely, or, whatever, but they're really prone to these codependency patterns with these readers that are not really fully tapped in.
Yeah. And these masked readers are giving their clients false light and like you said, codependency, like you need to come back and see me. You need another session. You need this.
Yes.
You need that. it's one thing if you have a package of healing sessions, and you
Right.
know, this is the protocol to get this result. But as a psychic,
Totally.
you don't rely, you don't make someone feel like, oh, you need to come back, you need to come
Right.
back. That is not healthy for anyone. That is not healthy for the client. You know, we don't want these
No.
psychic junkies walking around feeling like, oh, I need to go back and see my psychic. It's been 2 weeks. No,
Right.
no,
See, that's what I
no.
was talking about exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, it's like they'll use fear to manipulate and they'll
Yeah,
put that fear in that vulnerable person's mind and they'll say, oh, well, we better do another reading in a couple days because, like, that person is attached or this entity is attached or they
yeah.
make up all kinds of stuff and it's
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 scary.
really unsettling, it's scary,
Mm.
it's just not good at all.
No, it's not okay. Like we're both just like, none of this is okay. Like I don't understand it, but I love that we're bringing
Yeah.
awareness to it. I love that we're talking about it.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of other healers and psychics in the spiritual community will resonate with this and understand, like, yes, like that's what I've been seeing and noticing. I feel like everything is really illuminated right now, and everyone is kind of seeing, like, you
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like we're
Oh yes.
seeing the falsities, we're seeing the masks, we're seeing the
Yeah.
low vibrational people that are
Hmm.
just doing a disservice to the clientele. It's just,
Yeah. I
I don't
am
know. I think
so
it's important. I'm glad we're talking about it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm so glad too that we're starting to have these conversations because it really is more, the energy's more intense than ever. Like energy's
Yeah,
moving faster than ever.
fast. Yeah.
Um, yeah, the veil is getting so thin. Like
Mhm.
that's why it's like it's so easy to spot this for those of us that have been around this type of work for and involved in it for so long. It's like it's an instant knowing when
Yes.
that's it's like, wait a minute, something's not adding up here.
Hmm.
And it's like people inflating their credentials, they're coming up with all of these different lies. I mean, that's what it is. They're lies.
Yeah, there
And
lies, and there's a lot of like uh um, something like shticks. You know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have this, so I'm
Yes.
gonna stand out, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
use that, and I'm just gonna la la la. So it's like a
Right, right,
it's a falsity. Like without that shtick, like what do you have? Who are
right.
you without that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh
Mm,
yeah. And I think that's more than ever right now too, is like it's just everyone like that like I've seen more people than ever get into this work lately that it's like when you think about it, it's like they've never actually walked the whole path to get to that place. Like they're just trying to
they're
jump
just
right
jumping
to
in.
that
Yeah,
place because it's like I support anyone who wants to learn and grow and develop to that place where they are this master healer or
yeah,
psychic, but like you can't just declare it and then start doing unstructured things that you don't even know what you're doing that's damaging other people and really exploiting people. Like
yeah,
at that point it's like they're in it for the money, they're in it for the image, they're not in it to help people or to support people.
yeah. And it's unfortunate because those loud people get a lot of attention, and then us quieter people who are doing we're just being authentic, we're doing our thing, we
Yeah,
have our following, we have our community. It's amazing, but it's not that like flash, 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 like,
right.
look at me, look at me, look at me, look what I can do, la la la. And it's a very kind of feels very narcissistic. Like
Oh, yes.
they don't listen to other people and they don't take other people's feelings into consideration. And it's just, it's like
Yeah.
a whole other world. It's like the underworld
And there's
of this.
so many dimensions and layers to it. And like you were talking to me before the call, like there's some, or maybe it was on or something, but about the layers of the
Yeah,
onion to it, because there really is. It's like we could talk for 8 hours and still have different layers of it to explore.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just, and we are gonna go through all those layers and look at all of them, and I think that's, but yeah, it's so true because I think even the ones that are the most sensitive and the most empathic and the most intuitive, they're also like, they're not extroverts. They're not like, or they are, but not just to everyone.
right.
It's like sometimes those mask wearers are the loudest because they aren't actually tuned in to themselves. So it's easy for them to just play this part, like
Yes, they're
play this
performing.
role. Yeah,
Yeah,
this performance. And yeah, then it's so loud and it's so bright that people, yeah, it's like they're there, and people that are in a vulnerable place gravitate towards that.
yeah,
And yeah, and then sometimes they don't find out until they've already gotten hurt.
yeah. It's an illusion. And I have my client, my client that I worked with last night, um, she was saying, she's like, I'm in a spiritual community. Like I have my spiritual community. She goes, I'm in your community too, but I have this other one that's like really big and la la la. And she said, I keep seeing like offering classes, offering this, offering that. And she goes, and I've never joined or done anything in there, but I'm in there all the
Mm-hmm.
time, but I've never joined or had anyone teach me anything. She goes, because I just don't feel it. She goes, I always gravitate back to you. She
It's
said,
because,
I
yeah,
have been following you online for 5 years. And
yeah,
she goes, you are honest, you are trustworthy, you are the real deal. I love your energy, I love your vibe. She's like, you're just like a
mm-hmm,
warm hug, And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what I want because I told her, I said, if I can't, because I teach as well. So I was teaching her something. And I said, if I don't know the answer, I will fully be like, I don't
right,
know what that is, but we will figure it out together. We will make sure we figure this out before we're done. But I'm not going to sit there and BS somebody and blow smoke up there, you know what? Because
right,
so I look good. It's it's about us working together, just like with you and your student. It's like, let's figure this
yeah,
out together, or let me give you everything I have. And then if you have a question back, like we have to be honest about it because
totally.
we want them to have the best, richest, richest
Yes.
experience that they can possibly get. And when she left the session, she was like, Kim, thank you so much. You opened my eyes to like 10 different things. And I'm like, you're welcome. I can't wait till our next one. Cause
Mm-hmm.
she's in like a mentoring program. So I get to see her more and more and more. And I said, by the time you're done with this, you're gonna be in such a different, like
Yeah,
place, and it's going to be so amazing to see. But yeah, that so it really does make a difference when people who are tuned in, like she's very tuned in,
And it's
like
about
she's,
integrity.
yeah, and trust. Like I would never steer anyone wrong intentionally. I mean, I feel like I've never have, but I always want the good for everyone. And you and I,
Yeah,
we work in
same.
the highest vibration we can possibly get into
Right.
every single day. And it's important to
Oh,
people,
yeah,
for people to live in the highest vibration and live very presently. I think that's very important.
absolutely. And yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. It's like the difference is like we're not willing to act out of integrity for anything. Like there's
Mm,
nothing that would convince either one of us to act out of integrity. It's like
no
I don't
way.
care about money. I don't care about image. Like I don't care about belonging to a group. It's like I will
Yeah.
always act in integrity and what my intuition is showing me because I have done the work to get to that place where I am a clear channel and I can feel the
Yes.
resonance or the lack of resonance. And I just, I don't act out of it. And I think that's, a lot of times it can be a detriment even because it's like those people could lie and tell somebody, oh, I can do this, this, and this. But it's like at the end of the day, I would much rather act in the truth and you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like,
just you can't pretend and keep that momentum up for the rest of your career.
right. That
Like
was my
it's
point.
not
Yep.
it's not going to stick. Like it might
Yep.
float you for a little while, but the
It's like we're
pretending, the
playing the long game
illusions,
here.
yeah, because this is
It's
why
like,
we're here. This
yeah,
is
we live
why.
and breathe it. Like that's what we do.
Mhm. I love it. I love it. And I'm so glad that we are friends. And you mean so much to me, and you bring so much to this world and to your clients and to me. You just light me up, and I love it. So thank you for
Yeah,
being
same to
you.
you, Kim. Yeah, it's like I really love and value our connection and just the growth that our souls are here to do together in this lifetime and
Yeah.
that we're meant to share with others together and help others up to this wavelength with us. And that kind of brings us perfectly to like what does it for the viewer, what does true psychic work look like? What does it feel like? What is that for them to really know so they can find a teacher, whether that's one of us or someone else, or like what would you say is true?
I would feel, and this is, if you're looking for training on being psychic or healer or whatever that looks like, you're already tuned in. Everyone has psychic abilities, right? It's just some are more tuned in
That's
than
right.
others. Um, so if you're already kind of looking at getting, more education on it, or, learning how to hone in on your skills, um, you already feel it in your body. Just like my student
Yes.
last night, she's like,
Yep.
I really love this group, but like, you, you know, and she just knew that we would work and that I would give her what she needed. And as a student or a client that looking for somebody, sit in your stillness,
Yes.
feel that person, and really look into that person with all your senses and just kind of say,
Yeah.
how does this feel? Do I trust this person? Do I believe what they're saying? Does it sound right? How does it feel energetically in my body? Um,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
get like a repelling feeling, like, ugh, I've watched a lot of reels and
Mm.
TikToks and things like that, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, no, thank you. But other
Yes.
people, I'm like, wow, this person is really the real deal, and I love watching this person.
Yeah.
Um, so I would say use your senses,
Yes.
use your inner barometer, your clock, your energetic barometer to gauge on who resonates with you and who doesn't. Um and stand in your power. That is such a huge thing for me. We forget how powerful we are
Oh,
just
yeah.
with how like one a single smile can change someone's day. Holding the door for somebody is such a beautiful thing. Any acts of kindness is a ripple effect. It's amazing. So
Yeah.
stand in your power. Remember who you are. Remember how kind you are and how generous you are. And it doesn't have to be with money. It can be generous with your time, with your energy, with
Hmm.
your ear. If someone wants to talk to you and you just are an active listener, I think that is really important.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I agree so much with all of that. Like, and yeah, it's like you already know. Like
Yeah.
your body already knows. And it's like, so, like, to kind of add on what Kim was saying, like, yeah, if you see someone in a video or you just meet someone that is a practitioner, like, how do you actually feel in your body after you walk away from them? Because,
Yeah.
like, I was telling Kim the other day, it's like, I recently I met with a few practitioners and like I was feeling really good and really grounded and I was like I know what my frequency feels like because I align myself with spirit every day and with my higher self and I was feeling so good walking into that and then after I walked out, I felt, I told Kim it felt like a tornado ripped through my freaking chakras. And it
Oh,
was because it's like, and that, like, they said all the right words, but like, I feel that stuff. And I, I couldn't mistake it. It's like my human self wanted to be like, no, they're nice, like, because
yeah.
like as healers, I think we always want to believe the best in people, but it's like that did not lie. And it's like there's an event that I was gonna do coming up, and I just felt it in my body, like, no. Absolutely not. Like, that
Yeah.
is so not aligned for me. And it doesn't always mean that, you know, that person is malicious, but trust that. Like, that came up for a reason. Like, they might not be malicious, but it's not resonant because
Right.
resonance feels like flow, it feels grounded, it feels loving, it feels based in the truth, it feels true, it feels just so expansive. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel contracting or like making you question yourself or it's yeah.
Yeah. It goes back to it's not a competition. And you feel it in your body and like this isn't for me. I
Mhm.
get that. But it's so interesting, like the energetic alignment when it occurs, when that
Yeah,
energetic alignment occurs, that's when you start seeing the masks. That's when you start feeling like this
yeah,
person is not for me. This person is not for
yeah,
me. I don't align with this person at all. And then when you meet somebody like Derrick, when I met Derrick, I'm like, oh, I love this guy. Like, we're on the same frequency. And that
I felt the
is
same when I met you
that's
too, Kim.
that's the alignment
Yeah,
because we align. It's one thing because like yourself has to align for you to get to that frequency, that higher frequency. But then when you meet somebody
right.
else who is at that same frequency or, ish, like up,
Yeah.
it really makes a difference when you're with others who are not. And then it's like, oh boy,
Oh, yeah.
wow, what just happened? No, thank you.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's just not your cup of tea. It's not your cup of
Right. That's
tea,
all.
and that's okay. You know,
Yeah. And you
it's
don't
okay.
have to keep beating the story around in your head and,
No,
like
done.
and that's, yeah, it's not productive. It's not life-giving. Just, but it's like take that information and then go find what does resonate, find who does make you feel excited and lit up and hopeful and like okay, like this person is, and that's the world we're moving into. Like you were
Yeah,
talking about uh this being a powerful time. That's why it's so powerful, is because it's like we're moving into a time where it's going to be about resonance instead of the image or the
yeah,
external structure. It's like people are working in vibration. People are becoming more telepathic. Things are just instant, and like you just know it is or it isn't, or it gives you energy or it drains you, like, and it really
yeah,
is that cut and dry a lot of times,
yeah. And
or
and a
all the
lot of
time.
people, yes, and a lot of people are going to be ascending, and a lot of people aren't. And that's okay. It's just how it
Yes,
goes. It's
and their souls are
but
all on their own journeys. The ones that aren't,
right, they're
that
doing,
might
yeah,
be part of
exactly.
what they need to do in this lifetime. We don't
Mhm.
know. That's
So,
not up to us.
right. But man, we're riding this wave and it is really freaking awesome and powerful. And I'm really, really excited to see what, the next few months
Yes,
kind of bring. It's gonna be really well, in a couple days, Three Eye Atlas is gonna be coming out from behind the sun, hopefully, maybe. I don't know, where's it gonna
yes.
be? We'll see.
I'm
But
so ready for this. Like, it's like this is what we've been training our whole lives for through
I
all
tr
this spiritual work. Like, that's something that I think you said it actually a while back, like
yeah,
on social media, but it resonated so much with me. Like, yes, this is literally the energy that I've been, everything I've
craving.
went through, everything I've developed in myself for. And
Yeah.
it's sad, yeah, a lot of people aren't meant to come into that next wavelength with us, but that's their journey
It's
too.
not their
And
time. It's just not their time. You know what I'm saying? And that's
yeah,
okay because
yeah,
it's a great time to be alive. It is a great
it
time to be
really
alive.
is.
So I just feel like if you feel any kind of energetic pull to like strengthen your healing techniques, go through Derrick. If you need training with hypnosis and everything that Derrick offers, jump on it now because now is the time. Our like I don't even know how to say it. Like we're so alive right now. We are so
Yes.
alive and this is the time. We are
And
alive right now for a reason. Take full advantage.
oh, yeah. And it's like, yeah, take advantage of the things that the people that do resonate with you have to offer, because there's so much love and growth and opportunity in that. Like Kim offers amazing psychic trainings as well. And so it's like, imagine how much someone would grow if they took your psychic training development training, and then they took my 6 month quantum healing program and
Oh,
learned Reiki. And it's like all those things work together. So it's like you would be a whole new freaking person in a year,
oh my
like
gosh.
unrecognizable. So,
Yes.
yes, and right now on the planet, like all of these illusions are collapsing, and in the
Mhm.
collective consciousness, this conversation is part of the shadows being alchemized into the gold of our consciousness and the vibration of the entire spiritual community. And so, yeah, it is
I
so
love it.
exciting. And
It
this
is.
is the time to reclaim intuition and just no more giving power away to anything that for all of us, no more
Yeah.
giving power away to anything that's anything less than fully freaking aligned and resonant.
Yes. Yes. I was just gonna say that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're on the same wavelength here because, yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's wonderful. I'm so excited. Things are gonna get spicy, but in a good way coming up.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
just hope your listeners and your viewers all got something really, really positive out of this and just kind of eye-opening, you know? Like I hope maybe some people
Yeah.
are making some connecting of the dots and understanding like, oh, maybe I
Really,
need to look
even if
deeper,
one
you know?
person,
Yeah, just one person. It's a ripple effect. I'm telling you. It's amazing. I don't know, but I love it.
yes, and if this conversation here today opened your eyes and you're like, wow, this is happening in my own life experience, please do let us know in the comments, like, how did this conversation land for you? We're here to help you, both Kim and
Yeah,
I. We're here to help you clear all of that fog, and we're here to, we're going to be doing more conversations like this. So we would love to hear anything that you would like to share with us. Put it in the
yeah,
comments. We will read all of these
yeah,
comments and uh, integrate into that and let us know how your life experience is going as well.
hmm
And Kim, I will put how to get a hold of Kim in the description box, and I'll put how to get a hold of me and all that. But do you want to let everyone know on here too? How can everyone get in touch with you and see all of your amazing work and offerings?
Um, Thanks, Derek. I just go to my website. It's kimnichols.com, two L's in my last name. That's where my services are. That's where my information is, all the things I offer. You can see everything there. I also have a Facebook community called I always forget what it's
It's
like
Spiritual
called.
Collective for Gifted People.
Gifted People. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, thanks, Derek. I'm in there all day long and I did name it, but it's just a lot of words. Yeah, a spiritual collective for gifted people. Yeah. So I have that Facebook. Yeah, we'll just go with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, it's like, if anyone, if you want to get a hold of us, I trust you will find a way, and Spirit
Yeah.
will find a way to get us in touch. So
Yeah. And with the
I hope,
links, we'll just put all the links down there. It'll be
yeah,
much
I'll
easier.
put, and I have a Facebook group also, Quantum
Yes.
Shift Hypnosis and Energy Healing Society. So yeah, we'll put all of that down there, but I am so happy we had this conversation today, and so
Me too.
grateful for you, Kim. Thank you for your time and energy and attention and just everything. And I'm so excited with where Spirit's going to take us from here. So,
Me too. I had so much fun. Thank you, Derek. Thank you for having me. You're just such a light
well,
in this world. Thank you so much. I can't wait to do
thank
this
you,
again.
Kim. We'll talk to you all soon. Bye bye.